I don't know where Sarah's at. She didn't respond to my message about just continuing at the same time as usual. So, but I'll just have her watch the recording. And yeah. Okay, so first, before we even start, I wanted to talk about the recital. First, I wanted to tell you how awesome you did. I thought you did a really good job. And then I also wanted to ask you what you learned from the recital, if you learned anything about yourself, about your playing, about other people.
I learned that I mess up when I'm nervous.
Isn't that so stupid?
Yeah.
Yeah, that you have to have lots of hours of performing in order to be better at not messing up when you perform. But like sometimes it doesn't even matter how long you practice or how many times you practice. When you perform in front of people, sometimes it just like all goes away. You're like, I swear I know this song. I know it.
Yeah.
I am prepared. Just make me nervous. Well, I thought you did a good job, even for nerves.
Thanks.
Okay. Well, we are done with book 2, which is super cool. So we're going to start going on to book 3. So I'm going to send your mom. I forgot to send it to her before today, but I will send your mom the link to get book 3. And if you have the website, you should be able to even just see it there. I don't necessarily need to give it to you, but I will anyways. But it's the Foundation Level 3. And then we're also going to get our reading notes book. And depending on what I decide, we might do the arrangements book too. But I think I'm going to wait. We might buy that further on into the semester if we decide that we're going pretty quick in book 3. So, okay. So we're going to start first today with our rhythm. You probably didn't practice as much because we had the recital, so you're probably focusing on your pieces for that. But we are on page 8 and 9 of our rhythm, and this is what I remember, but tell me if it's wrong, that we talked about how to count, like 1, 2, and 3, and 4, stuff like that, and 1-iennas. Did we talk about that?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
What?
So from what I remember is that I was going to have you guys count out loud to me 8 and 9. So
Okay.
can you start on page 8, just the first line? And,
1 second.
And for this one, I just want you to count it. You don't have to play it yet. Just count out loud. The counting for the for 5.1.
Which pages?
8 and 9.
8. Okay.
Is it just you guys and Nathan and Kylie? Yep.
Okay. Got it up. So, second. So, page 8.
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of forgot what we do besides.
Okay.
So,
I'll review it then. Yeah. I know it's been a week, so. Okay. So when you have a quarter note, which looks like this, quarter note is what we call a single. You have a quarter note looks like that. These are the numbers. So depending on if you have a cycle of 4 or a cycle of 3 or 5, you'll either count 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 1, 2, 3. So these will always be the numbers. So let's say we're in a cycle of 4 and you only have, 4, actually a cycle of 4 looks like that. It says 4, 4. And then you have 4 quarter notes in your measure. Then this is going to be counted as 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? So depending on what beat the quarter note lies on is going to tell you what number it is. So if it lies on beat 1, it will be called 1. If it lies on beat 4, it will be called 4. Okay, for your eighth notes, we're going to do the same example of a 4/4 cycle, or you also call them time signatures. Let's say we have just a full measure of eighth notes. So we need 4 of them because it's a cycle of 4. Okay, so 4 sets, which means 8, right? Okay, so for this, the first note of the set is going to be the number. The second note is going to be an and, or we just put a little plus sign to say and. Okay, and you're just going to go 1 and, 2 and, 3 and, 4 and, like that. Okay. For your 16th notes, if we do the same thing, you have to make the measure bigger. We count it, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, sorry, gotta write my 16th notes here. Okay, for the 16th notes, the first note in it is going to be the number. The second note, we're gonna do E. So we'll write a little tiny E, which that doesn't look like an E, but it is an E. The third note will be and the last one will be a. 1 E and a. For your next thing in the, or next set of 16th notes, it will be 2 E and a. 3 E and a. 4 E and a. Okay, so that's all. There are other counting, well, it gets more complicated, but that's the most that you'll really need to know.
Okay, I remember now.
Okay, so let's see if you can do 5.1 for me. Just count.
Okay. 1 and 2 and 3. Hold on a second.
Is your sister bugging the heck out of you?
Yes. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and then when the measure starts to restart.
Yeah, then you start the numbers up again.
Okay. 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 E and 4 E and 5. 1 E and 2 E and 3 and 4.
Perfect.
1. Okay.
Okay, now for this next one, for our 5.2, I would like you to count out loud and play it at the same time. So
Okay. 1, 2, 1 and 3. Oh, okay. 1, 2 and 3, 4 and 1 and 1, 2 and 4, 3 and 4, 1, 2 and 3, 4 and 1 and 2 and 1, 2, 3 and 4.
Yep. Awesome. Okay, so that makes sense. That's good. Okay, so let's see. I like heard my phone ring, but I can't find where I put it, and I think it might be Sarah. Oh, I found where I put it. Okay. Just want to check, make sure it's not Sarah. Okay. Nope, it's not. Okay. Okay, so that's how, from now on, when we do rhythm, we're going to do it like that. That's how we're going to count our rhythm, okay? Okay, the other thing I want to make sure that you understand are the beats in a measure. So so if I tell you, can you play for me on measure 1, can you play for me beat 4? So
Okay.
Understand that.
Beat 4.
Yeah, so
Okay.
What?
what beat 4 would be. So I did measure 1, beat 4.
4 and.
Yep, exactly. That would be beat 4. Perfect. Okay, what if I told you, measure 2, I want you to play me the and of beat 2.
Okay. And. And.
Yep, exactly. And it would be, showing on the paper, it would be this one right here, right? That's the and of beat 2. Okay. So you got it. Make sure I understand it. Okay, what we're going to be doing this week for our rhythm is I'm going to teach you guys how to write out your own rhythm. And we are going to, so you're going to write a page of rhythm, and then Sarah's going to play your page, and then Sarah will write a page of rhythm, and then you'll play Sarah's page. So, but to do that, we need to learn how to write the notes. Have we done this yet? I don't think we have. But.
I think we have.
Okay.
With the flags and everything.
Have we done this? Okay.
When we like cut up the circle.
Oh. Okay. No.
Okay.
So I'm going to teach you how to physically like.
Okay.
Okay. So page 10. And I don't know. Do you have your book printed or is it online?
No, but I can print it. Some of it. Whatever.
Okay.
I can print it out.
Can you print page? You'll need 11, 12, 13. It'd be a good idea to print pages 10 through 13.
Okay. I'll be right back.
Okay. Okay. Okay, so today we're going to use page 10, and you can also use page 11. So here we go. And then this week we're going to be using probably just page 12, but you will use page 13 because we're going to do more than just one of these. So, okay. So this is how you write notes. First, you're going to start with the note head, which is the first line that we have here. Okay, a note head, you can just draw a little diagonal on your line. So as I explain this, I want you to go along with me on your paper and write some diagonal heads. That's what these are called, note heads, okay? Okay, so after you have your note head, then you're going to draw your stem. So you can go to the next line. You're going to draw a note head, then you'll draw a stem, note head, stem, note head, stem, note head, stem. And that's the order that that you're going to want to write it in, because it gives the best outcome of note. So, because if you just do it like this, sometimes notes can look funny. So you're going to do your stem, and then your note head, and then your stem. Okay, so after that, those are our quarter notes. That's how you draw a quarter note, note head, stem. To do our eighth notes, you're going to draw 2 note heads, then 2 stems, then you're going to draw a line to connect them. And you can sometimes connect 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, like they've done. But the thing that differs from a 8th note and a 16th note is you only have 1 line on the top that connects them. So, okay. So you can practice a few of those. Okay, then we have our 16th notes. You're going to draw 4 heads, 1, 2, 3, 4, close together like that. Then you'll draw 4 stems on top of them, and then you're going to draw 2 lines on top to connect them. And that's your 16th notes. Okay, so does that make sense? All right, so this week what I'd like you to do is on page 12, the paper is separated into measures. So the left side of the line is one measure, the right side of the line is another measure, and it just goes like that down the paper. Okay, this is what I'd like you to do. So we are going to, I'm going to let you guys choose what cycle that you want in your measures. And I'm going to teach you how to write your cycles. So this is also called time signature, okay? So basically it's going to tell Sarah when she's reading your paper whether she's going to count to 4 or whether she's going to count to 3 or 5 or 2, okay? And this is how you do it. You're going to start your page or your cycle, whatever, with the signature. The bottom is with 2 numbers, sorry. So the bottom number will always be 4. 4 in this case represents a quarter note, and it will make sense a little further on, but the bottom will always be 4 in our case because we're only going to do quarter note signatures. So then the top note that you put, or the top letter you, oh my gosh, top number that you put on is going to be telling her how many numbers to count to. So if you say 4, so 4, 4, like that, and they'll be stacked right on top of each other. So, and you've probably seen this in music before. Okay, this also tells you how many, yeah, exactly. This also tells you how many elements you can put in each measure, okay? So I can only put 4 elements in this measure. I can't put any more than that. And what by element, I mean a quarter note, 1 quarter note's an element, 2 eighth notes are an element, and 4 16th notes are an element, okay? So I can only put that many elements. So, for example, on my paper here, I could go quarter note, that was a huge head, eighth note, quarter note, eighth note. And I made my thing really small so I couldn't really put a 16th note. Okay, that's 4. So for the next measure, if I did this, I couldn't do that because that's only 3. So I have to add another one. So I could add another quarter note. And now that works. Okay? So I'm going to have you choose. You can either do a full page of just 4, 4, or you can do kind of like how I broke up this paper. These 2, 3 lines right here, these are all 4, 4. You only have to start it with the key signature. So or the time signature. So you don't have to put it on every line unless you're going to change it. So you start with 4, 4. That means that all of these measures right here have to be 4, 4. And then if you wanted to, you could change it to 3, 4. And then all of these ones have to be 3, 4 until you decide to change and show that you're changing. Okay? Does that make sense? All right. I want you to do a full page of rhythm. Next week, I want you need to send me a picture of it so that I can put it up so that Sarah can see it. So you can just text me a picture like you do with your playlist. And then hopefully Sarah will have watched this recording and will also make a rhythm thing too. Otherwise, I'll read your rhythm. Or you can read it for us. But okay, that's what we're going to do for our rhythm this week. Okay. And since we came a little late, we don't have time to learn the first song in our book 3, but that's okay. We'll give you time to buy the book. Make sure that you buy it and print it off by next week. If you're getting the digital version, you can do that. Otherwise, if you get the physical copy, then it's going to take a couple weeks to get there. So hopefully the digital is what you get. Okay, and you can feel free to look through, when you buy the book, you can look through all the audio and you can listen to it, the different songs, so you can get an idea of the songs you're going to be learning this semester. But okay, we are done. We are at our time. Do you have any questions before we end, Charles?
No.
Okay, awesome. I'm super excited that you decided to continue lessons. I think you're doing a really good job and you're very talented in this.
Thanks.
So I'm very excited to see how quick we learn. Book 3. So, all right.
Bye.
We'll see you next week. Bye.
Yeah, bye.